Hey everyone. Happy birthday, Libra. How are you? Alright, anyone new to Opal Oracle, welcome. So nice to have you here. Glad we found one another. And those returning, hi there. Alright, Libra. I've been making the readings a little shorter. For those of you who have been here, or I guess if you're new, feel free to comment. I'm actually considering one of two things. One is, this is interesting, I'm telling you this. One is I realized that you can actually figure out like how long people usually watch the videos, and it's averagely 15 minutes, which is interesting because it's Saturn and whatever. So I can do that. I can keep it 15 and I might even do that. But when it comes to birth month, I'm considering either just giving a longer reading for whoever's birthday it is, or I could just keep them 15 minutes. You know, maybe you got other things to do. So, let me know what you think. Alright, let's get into your reading. What you want. Ace of Pentacles. I love that bear right there. Nice and strong. What you need. Seven of Cups in the reverse. What's helping? Six of Pentacles. I drank a lot of coffee, sorry I'm shaky. What's hindering? Hermit. Don't get in your head too much, Libra. I know it's your season. This is also a Libra card. It's the outcome. Four of Pentacles. Who had this at the end? Capricorn. Okay, if you want to learn more, they had that in the exact same position. What's your overall energy for the month? Five of Pentacles. Now, two cards came out with that extra cards. Let's see what they are. Prince of Swords. And the Ace of Wands. You have the Two of Swords on the bottom, just so you know. Okay. In the reverse. So. Just a minute. I see that your mind can be very beneficial for you this month if you understand what it is that you're not looking at. Okay? This Four of Pentacles is important. Okay? I don't want you to give up, okay? Don't give up. I want you to keep strong. I want you to keep patient, okay? I heard less is more, okay? Because the Seven of Cups is here as your need in the reverse, right? You need to not be confused about something. You know this too. You're perfectly aware that you need to, that your emotions, right? When it looks this way, what are you doing? Your root chakra's all blocked up. You feel like you forgot about the love of yourself. You forgot about all the work that you did with Jupiter in your first house last year. You start, you know, Venus is going in retrograde. You're probably starting to like, too much. But again, this is what you need. You don't need to be confused like this. You need to not be confused, right? This points back down at the 6, which is about, it's okay. It's about making sweet memories, right, for the future. Now, it is a card of introspection, but I see that if you I heard introspect. If you go internally too much and isolate, because I know you love doing that, right? Especially when you're involved sexually with someone. I heard you home up, whatever that means. Like maybe you stay at home more, something like that. Oh, interesting, I turned them around. Good. See, now we're using the introspection in the right way. Okay? No longer is this hindering us when we start being less concerned about what could be and being more concerned with what is. Okay? Do I need to say it again? Remember to be less concerned with what could be and more concerned with what is. Okay? I see that I heard you know now. You're starting to really figure out that your mind gets you in trouble. No, don't even think about it. Stay. 1 second. Good girl. You know that your mind gets you in trouble, right? Goes too fast. Turns this, whatever it is that you just figured out, that you straightened it out. I heard you, what's that called? Like my great aunt Toots would like, when they like press their pants, you know, and you do it with like starch, right? You like figured something out, you flattened it, you folded it, it's all perfect, it's in the drawer, and I feel like you like technicality like that, like you probably fold your underwear. But there's something that's weird that I just heard that. But the point is that there's something about you figuring out, you getting it all crispy, all organized, everything's fine, but then your mind starts going, right? And it's your teenager inner child that like wants to protect you, wants you to put on all this armor, wants you to hurry up and move forward, get this ace all the way up to the king. I heard easy killer. Easy killer. Which goes back to the message of please be less concerned. Remember to be less concerned about what could be and more concerned about what is. Okay? It was 9. And then 7. So for some of you, 7 is the Chariot, that's Cancer. 9 is the Hermit. I know that you have Saturn in the 4th house, right? It's a big deal. Trying to figure out all this stuff about whatever you've held on to, right? Since you were a kid, since you were a teenager. I sense that you're making a lot of decisions about what's suiting, what's not. Obviously, feeling better in your emotions, you know, the possibility of feeling really stable and secure in, you know, for those of you who've been putting in the work for your job, right? Jupiter in the 2nd house, like, what do you want for a career in the future, right? Obviously, some of you are really considering, like, well, I heard what is a new start, okay? Because it's not just your career, it's how you, if you have been doing better in your money since Jupiter came into your 2nd house, well, what that means is you're gaining more, you're gaining a better position on your ability to possess, and I heard harness, and that goes back to the Chariot, like harnessing your own self-worth, right? And I know in a way that sometimes, because you're Libra, right? You want everything to be fair, you want everybody to have enough. You will sacrifice sometimes so much from you. Sacrifice your money, sacrifice your time, sacrifice your body, your emotion. Like, you give, I heard you give too much in concern of others. And I think the best birthday, I heard burst day, interesting, something expanding, right? The best birthday present you can give yourself is you to give to you. And also, in that, receive what others are trying to give to you. Okay? I know you're cardinal. I know you don't want to take things from other people, right? Sometimes because you don't know how. Sometimes because you feel like you don't deserve it. You know? But that's because of the way that you were raised. In addition to astrologically being Libra and wherever that is in your chart. Okay? Stay there, please. Just a minute. I love you. Yes, I do. I also see that this Six of Pentacles can also be like a hindrance. Okay? Like, okay, so you gain a little bit more of something, right? And it's actually being physically shown in the physical world. It becomes a thing, right? Becomes a tangible thing. But then in a way I heard that you feel like you don't deserve it, so you like give it back. There's some sort of I just get frustrated. Did you hear that? I was like maybe this is some sort of cycle for you. Okay? Like maybe someone tries to give to you. Because again, you're cardinal. You want to give. You want to balance other people. But what happens when people want to help you balance? What happens when people want to help you financially? What happens when people want to help you creatively, sexually, whatever? Give you that kind of energy, you know? Air, fire, water, earth. What happens? How do you deal with that? Okay? You have to look at something. You're not allowed to ignore something anymore. I think you're also... Because you really do want a new start. Okay, stay. Three came out. We have the Princess of Cups again. The King of Wands. And then the Knight of Wands. Ah, the King of Wands just fell atop of this Prince. Okay. There's a lack of fire in... astrologically in the stars during Libra season. Okay, you could have a lack of energy. Depends what's in your chart, fire wise, but either way, this is about external action. This is about thinking too much too fast. Okay, this guy is like, well, he'll do any old thing, right? Like, in a mature way. It's like, you know, he can be the boss. He can be... He makes decisions appropriately. He's not going to waste his energy doing something that is unnecessary to the ultimate goal. He's not confused. He doesn't let his emotions become in charge of him. Okay? He doesn't... Whether they're big... however big they are, you know, he never lets self-limiting thoughts, so like abandonment or like a lack mentality. Like, you can't get to the King of Wands if you have a lack mentality. Okay? And I see that both this King of Wands and this Hermit are like, what are you worried about? What are you scared about? You know, you obviously have this kind of energy around you, protecting you, okay, on both sides. If you just open your eyes, you see that you're surrounded and protected. Look at these two wands. You know, maybe part of it is that, and I was just telling, I think it was Capricorn this too, which again had the same card in the same place. It's like, you know, sometimes we get attached to the story of who it is that we are and where it is that we come from and how that defined us. You know, how we are, the mental pathways in our mind, the emotional pathways in our heart, like how it is that we give and receive, all these sorts of things, who we become involved with sexually, like intimately speaking, financially speaking, whatever, how we make decisions and what those expectations are to what the future could be. You really don't have to worry about that. Okay? You do have 4 cards of you have 4 pentacles, okay? Which to me is showing particularly money, especially with the 6 of pentacles here and this guy with this pouch. Okay? So for some of you, I see you should, you know, Venus and Jupiter have been in your 2nd house, but Venus is going in retrograde. Venus is about money too. Okay? So it's like, well, I heard don't be frivolous, okay? I also heard don't worry about it. You obviously have some sort of way to, like, if you think about it in the right way, right? Don't let this Knight of Swords, like, sometimes this can be helpful. It can be really fast thoughts. Maybe you want to do some unconscious writing and figure out if you can come up with some sort of plan, right? But I sense that if you ask for help, whether that be from God or from other people, I see that you have people here to help you. Okay, no one's, I heard you're not going to fall. The only thing that's going to help, that's going to make you feel like you're falling and you don't have control over something, is if you let your mind get out of control. But you don't have to do that. You are safe and loved and protected. You know? You're going to get where it is that you want to go. And when it comes to healing and things like this, you know, that's a slow process. You go from the Ace of Cups to the 2 of Cups to the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But you see, this guy here, he's like totally happy with himself. You know, even if no one showed up to the party. Didn't we talk about this last year too? Even if no one showed up to the party, like, you feel good. You'd be like, whatever. I'm going to bring awesome. I'm going to bring myself out. You know what I mean? I do see you, like, having a good time, though. Like, you should go out and have a good time, okay? I know sometimes you want to be alone, or you feel like you have all these responsibilities to attend to, and you got to give to everybody else, or, to, you know, whether, again, that's your job, or your lover, or your kids, or whatever. It's like, Libra, what are you doing for you? I heard the song, travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. Now I know, maybe you're feeling like you don't have a lot of pals or confidants. Maybe you're a little sad that you feel like no one's inviting you to a party. No, you stay right there, please. Well, if you want a party, you gotta ask for a party. You want a party, you gotta ask for a party. If you're the Libra that's like, oh, I don't care. Everything's fine. I don't need a party. You know, it doesn't have to be anything big either, but, you know, don't sit at home and then boo-hoo because you sat at home. This goes back to, what did we talk about? Just because you don't have something doesn't mean that it shows up. You got to ask for it. You got to know that you can change the situation to whatever it is that you want. You know, if you want to stay at home and do your own thing and whatever, then stay at home. You know, do your own thing. But I want you to know that wherever it is that you feel stuck, you're going to start feeling a lot better soon. Okay? Just loosening up that root chakra, feeling more grounded. Look at her little toesies in the moss. Okay? Eyes closed, just centered. Feeling her feelings, knowing that the seasons are changing and being accepting of that, okay? That's what being, well, at least those closer to the Arctic, that's what being an autumn baby's all about. You know? Life's about change, okay? And I see wherever it is that you felt stuck, wherever it is that you felt lacking, wherever it is that anyone has abandoned you or left you out, like, just situations that you're like even embarrassed to actually say, because in a way I sense that this is also when you're an adult and like situations that you feel like you've chosen, or like that you deserved it. I see that you can balance that out, you know, and that's also just part of your karma, whatever it is that you had to go through, so that you can figure out that you hold the key, Libra. You hold the key. Sometimes we don't have the right key to the right door, but that doesn't mean that we're not in the right room. Does that make sense? Okay, it's all there to be like, well, what are you going to do with what it is that you have? What are you going to do with what it is that you have? What are you going to make? What are you going to create, right? This is so creative. And I see you don't need money to do it. I mean, if you want to change your money situation, I see that you can. I also heard something about if you want more money, which is also stability, right? It's like basic things where you don't have to worry about Maslow's hierarchy needs, right? You don't have to worry about food and water and rent and all this kind of jazz. Well, then you feel better. You can start working on higher, more spiritual things, other people, whatever. Because that's another thing, Libra, we have to remember. If you don't take care of yourself at the base level, then you can't take care of anybody else. You'll just get burnt out. You know, and you don't, I heard you don't deserve that. And you know better. So don't do that. But also when it comes to money and stability, it's like, again, Venus going in retrograde, you may not, like, it's not to say you won't gain, but you may stay sort of where, whatever you're making, you may sort of stay where you're at. And for some of you, you may have to dig into your savings a little bit, but it's like, how you make more of something is by figuring out, well, what are my creative endeavors? What talents has God given me that I can now produce in the physical world? What are the keys that God gave me that I'm not willing to look at, right? For some of you, you're not working, there's something that you're not doing that's in accordance to your higher self. And because of that, it's because you don't want to lose one thing to gain a whole bunch, right? Because what I see in here is a whole bunch of gold, okay? A whole bunch of power, a whole bunch of, gold is also the heart, right? It's Leo. It's like a whole bunch of ambition is in that, is in this thing. It's a whole bunch of ambition, okay? And then you open it up and you're like, wow, I can, oh, that was hiding in there? Oh, if I mix this with that, then I can make this. You know, and just being like, oh, that's who I am. That's who I am. I'm finally figuring out, oh shoot. Finally figuring out who I am. And knowing that my past does not define me. Okay? I also see that I know that you are so serious, and you had the Hermit there too, super serious. You know, they come before you. I see that it's fine and good to be serious. It's fine and good to contemplate what it is that you're going through, the pain of the past, right? Obviously have to assess it. I know in your birthday month it's never like, woo! But that's because you're cardinal, and you take your cardinal position seriously. I know that you do. You know? You want to do the right thing, right? All the time. Not just for you, but for everyone. You want to make sure that everyone wins. But you have to start with yourself, okay? What pleases you? What inspires you? Who inspires you? And I sense that the more that you have that inspiration, the more that you just uncover your eyes. Whatever it is you don't, you know, because usually justice is blind, but not in this one. She's pretty solid. She's like, I know. That looks like a set of balls, too. It's like, you know, what's that saying? Got you by the balls? It's like, you can do whatever it is that you want. Male energy is about external energy. What do you want to do with it? You know? And it's not about controlling your mate, for some of you that went there. I just heard that. No, you can't do that. But you can control yourself in that kind of energy, okay? External energy. Now, again, I see this message, and it's important, okay? All your thinking, all your contemplation, your deep, deep, deep contemplation. I see, don't forget about your inner child, okay? They're like, can we have fun now? Can we go have fun now? Mom, can we go do something fun? You know, and don't think that you need to do something fun that costs money. You could go do a cartwheel in the yard, okay? You could write a poem. You could play the silent game. You could go down to the river, okay? You could call a good friend. You could connect with your ancestors. You can connect with the birds. Go down to the beach, right? Draw in the sand. Go make a huge drawing in the sand. You know what I mean? Have a fire in the backyard. Whatever it is, figure out whatever those creative things are so that you don't get stressed out and get stuck. Okay? Because there's no need for that. You're supposed to have fun. Right? I really see that you gotta have fun. Okay? Gotta have fun. Molto importante to have fun. I don't know how to say have fun in Italian. It's probably something more poetic than have fun. It's like enjoy the pleasures of life. Piace la vita. Mi piace la vita. This life pleases me. Actually, that'd be questo la vita mi piace. Yeah. Chesta. Sun card in the Four of Wands. This goes back to the inner child, okay? Like, sure, 1/4 of your day, you want to think about things, you want to suss it out. I see that it would be really important for you to take 1/4 of the day to yourself, okay? I see that you can give, 1/4 of your day to your inner child. This also goes for those of you who have children. I need you to remember that you have to be good to you if you want this ace. This is what you wanted, okay? You have to put yourself first. That'll also give example, okay, to the correct mindset so that you can also teach those around you, right? You love giving an example to what it really means to be balanced. You know, how productive and sweet and loving that is. Okay? I also heard that please accept the love that's being given to you. Okay? Again, to close this out, try not to be too concerned about what will be. Try to keep the focus of what is. Okay? Because whatever will be, will be. Que sera, sera. Okay? Look at that. King of Wands. Hermit again. 6 of Pentacles in the center. You have 3 wands here. Right hand, left hand, left hand. 2 of them are in the left hand, 2 of them. So I see you need to receive double for what it is that you give. You need to be able to receive twice. Okay? It's like a practice. And remember that people give in different ways. Okay? Some people give in advice. Some people give physical touch. Some people give money. Some people give time. Some people give opinions. Some people give energy. You know, sometimes like my sister's in Aries. I also have a good Aries homegirl. I love both of them to death. But like, you know, when I'm around them, like, they boost me up. You know, that's also your opposite. So, just who, you know, I heard don't worry if your energy's a little bit low either. No one's going to judge you for that, okay? No one's going to judge you for you. That's also a part of it is, like, just not judging yourself so much, okay? You don't need to be confused about your own self-worth, right? And you're allowed to consider it, but again, I see that that consideration needs to be, I heard, fractioned in some sort of sense so that you don't get too wrapped up. Because when you're, again, your head starts going around and around and around, you stop thinking about what is and you start thinking too much about what can be or will be. And I see that just keep it cool, okay? Just be patient. You know how to be really patient when you want to be. With other people, right? You're probably the most, I would say you're one of the most patient signs with others. But you're one of the most impatient with yourself. Okay? So it's something to consider. And did I mention have fun? Did I mention have fun? Okay? It's your birthday. Did you have fun already? Don't worry about that. Okay? Whatever that is, don't worry about it. Okay? Don't worry about it. Just keep cool. Again, I'm going to say it one last time. Keep the concern on what is versus what will be, can be. Okay? Being concerned and keeping your energy in tune with what is will help you keep in the present moment so that you don't lose yourself. Okay? Yeah. It's okay that it's nebulous. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I guess it's your birthday, so we're having a little chat. Little information that came to me. So each month, when it's their birth month, I think about the person, right? I think about the energy of that zodiac sign, and because of course, the energy of the birth, the solar return, or whatever you call it, the 365 days of your now birth time, it's like, okay, Libra, what I was thinking was, okay, sometimes you actually like it when there's a little bit of a crisis, okay? You almost like it when it's like real deep on one side, real deep on the other side, and sometimes the reason why you end up going so deep on one side or deep on the other side, and that transition is you go from this to this, or this is what I saw. I mean, I could be wrong, but I just felt like I saw you in the middle, and you were like a little person in the center of these scales, and you were like looking left and right, and you're like, it's too still, it's too stagnant, like something, it's not moving, and you're having like this panic attack because it was actually balanced for a second. So I heard, and we talked about this actually in your yearly reading, like, how okay are you with the in-betweens, right? Do you go too far on one side? Why is that? Where'd you get that from? Because it ain't yours, okay? It's okay to be in the middle. It's also okay to make a decision, but I see that during this time, it's more about, it's not about decision making ultimately. It's about just being present. Okay, that's the biggest message. Please be present with where it is that you are. All the things that you have that are cool, that are awesome, that are exciting, that are what is inspiring to you. Again, what do you find inspirational? If you don't find your life and what is in your life now inspirational, why is that? Okay? Because, you've been healing like everyone. And healing is not there you go, all done. No. What did we talk about before? Can't put rice on and then be like, supper's ready in like 5 seconds. It doesn't work like that. Microwaves are disgusting. And that's not healthy anyway. Being able to have correct discernment is a way of healing and maturing. Okay? Figuring out, again, who it is that you really are. Jupiter in your first house last year. Jupiter in your second, Jupiter in Scorpio. It's like, it's going to show everyone, like, who are you? And where do you have any walls? Because it's really unnecessary. And you're allowed to feel vulnerable. Okay? You're allowed to feel up and down. Okay? You're allowed to feel up and down. Just don't get too stuck in the down. Don't get too stuck in either side, right? Like if you're happy, don't be like, oh my God, I'll never be sad again. I'm going to be happy, 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 happy. That's manic. You know what I mean? You're just going to be like, yeah, I'm happy, but I'm happy because I know that I'm not in a dark space. I'm happy because I know that even if I go into the shadow, I know how to get out of it. Okay? I know how to get out of it. I know how to go back to that happy space. Okay? Because I know myself better. Because my heart is stronger. Because I've been gaining more possession over my own self-worth and am no longer seeing myself as a victim. And not trying to run away and make any brash decisions because something isn't happening in your own time frame because you're maturing, right? You realize now that that's your inner child trying to be like, just, you can't let your inner child make decisions for you. You, as an adult, have to make decisions for you. The last thing I want to say, I've said this a couple times, but that Saint Yaya, I don't know if her channel's still up. She kind of stopped posting. No, stay. But she said to you, and I've mentioned this before, that your goal this year is to become the Queen of Wands. Okay? So you can figure out whatever all that conflictual things are, particularly, again, with those of you who are romantically involved, or how you put forth your energy and inspiration and creativity into this life, like how you do it, and whether that is yours or you gained it from your family. Saturn in the 4th house, I sense that you already know how to get what it is that you want. But I see that you, if you're going to put forth, because I said be present, yes, but that doesn't mean that you can't put energy into what you want in the future. You just can't be too concerned about, oh, well, I want the future, is it here yet? No, that's not, you gotta, it's like the seasons, right? We can't just rush that. It takes time, right? That's what Jupiter in your 2nd house is also teaching you, you know? That things don't just come like that. It's a slow process. But the cool thing is that it does come. You know what the last 2 cards are? You really being clear in your mind that you can succeed. And the way to get there, the way to get up out of this chair and to get into this chariot seat and decide, right? That it's not about the journey, it's not about the destination, but it's about the journey. That's how you learn. That's how life is. Then you just have to decide that that's the case. And all the shitty cycles that are really hard, that are blocking you and feeling slow, close out. Yeah, long reading. Happy birthday. All right, that's that. Oh, new moon in your sign in Libra on the 8th. 38 minutes exactly. It's 11. That's your card. Full moon in Taurus on 24th or 25th. I can't remember now. Of October. Okay. So those are just important things to be aware of. And yeah, I guess beyond that, just thank you everyone for being here. Thanks. Thank you for participating and being so open-minded and inspirational, and, you know, because that's one of the things is like, what's inspirational to you? Well, I hope you are, because you're certainly inspirational to me, right? All of you have been really vulnerable and like spoke about, you know, commented about what you're going through and all the love and support that you're extending to this channel. What that's happening is like, it's literally like a water channel, right? And then you're putting energy into that, and that comes back to you. You know, when you say that you love me, or you love the readings, or if this feels good, you know, or to other people that you love them and like what they're doing, you're so grateful and all these things, you're saying that to yourself, you know? And I know for you it's hard, because I think that Libra just feels like, because you're about balance and about fairness and all this and that, that you, I think sometimes subconsciously you think you don't deserve to have what other people have, because some people have less than you. But that's actually not fair to yourself, okay? You're allowed to be as happy inspired, creative as anybody else. Okay? Passionate, all that. All right. Have a good birthday. Peace.